Yeah, you boom your voice. What's happening, folks? Getting settled. Let's see if I can actually follow the chat tonight.
Oh, you can have it on my phone.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What happened?
Channel. This. Okay. Hello, hello. And I can't see the audience again. I don't know. Oh, they don't even have the title isn't even in here correctly.
Uh-huh. What is YouTube doing lately?
Sucking ass.
Oh, stop.
Let's try this and this.
Jasper's very confused.
Oh, there's Christian.
Hi, Christian.
And Thankful.
Yeah, where's our swear jar? We need it already.
Live chat.
There you go.
All right, so I had to switch accounts again. Stop me if you've heard this before. I'm now actually on the original Bridge Cape Ann account. This is more than 15 years old, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, boy. It's me, Christian. I'm his friend.
Let's do this. Maybe do that.
Vicky says she can see you on her phone, but not on YouTube. Huh.
Huh? Well, how's that possible?
I know. Not on like the TV?
Lucretia's working and lurking. Just how we like you, Lucretia. Hello, hello, hello.
So this guy, all of what, 10 pounds at the most,
Max.
is Jasper. He's a troublemaker. He is not ours. He actually is Corey's sister's. We are watching him for probably about a week or so. So we're getting used to each other, and it's different. 10 pounds versus 180 pounds.
He's about half the size of Bubba's head.
Oh gosh, I'd
no
say
joke.
A third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little dude.
And he's a little tired right now because we were playing for a bit. So this is a sleepy Jasper, but he was having the zoomies not long ago.
Yeah.
He does not like his collar on, so he's going to scratch a little.
Yeah.
But
so he's some kind of what did my sister text? He's mostly Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it. But she said she did one of those breed tests where you do a swab. And I've always questioned the accuracy of those. I think they're more for just kind of fun and entertainment. But it said 1% Great Dane.
There you go. I can't
Oh gosh, honey. So 61% Chihuahua, 12% Boston Terrier, this little guy, 5% American Pit Bull Terrier, 4% Yorkie, 3%. So he's all terriers.
Yeah. Supposedly 1%
But where was the Great
Dane.
Dane? Yeah, I didn't see the Great Dane.
You have to click.
I highly doubt this guy's a Great Dane. He loves to lick.
What's funny about this guy is you see that he has a big brown spot over one eye, and then I think the other one is supposed to be over the other eye, and they missed.
And it just drooped. It drooped down. But he is pretty cute. He's fun. It's been nice to have some dog energy again, but he is a puppy. He's not quite housebroken, so that's been a work in progress.
Yeah.
Hence the pads on the table back here, but even those aren't working. So.
And Christian's parents had to put down their 13-year-old Bichon.
Yeah,
Oh, that's too bad.
It's too bad. Might have had a collapsing trachea. That's fairly common in little dogs. Can cause just a rough hacking cough.
So I don't know who's going to be around tonight. I just threw up a quick post yesterday saying we could do this because obviously I was knee deep in Gloucester election coverage last night. So it was marathon coverage. So I was gone from like 3 p.m. till 1:30 in the morning or so.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so today's been kind of a recovery day. I actually have a live show at the local food pantry first thing tomorrow morning for a couple of hours, and then I think I'm going to coast for a bit. But
yawning away.
Yeah, next week is going to actually be busy because I'm setting some appointments up. We're going to end up having the holiday push. The way all the marketing and advertising goes here, the holidays, it kind of starts like from Veterans Day into the first 10 days or so of December. And then it actually shuts down by the second week of December into like Hanukkah and Christmas. So we'll see how that goes, but
What do you think?
it gets pretty crazy. And of course, you've got Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and then Giving Tuesday. What else? Cyber Monday. It's all rolled in like.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thanksgiving is usually pretty crazy for me. You're usually away for Thanksgiving, but
Not this year though.
no.
So we'll be here for Thanksgiving. We just traveled to Iowa to see my family.
Yeah.
In what, 3 weeks ago, mid-October. So we decided to stay here for Thanksgiving, and then we'll probably go to see them again for Christmas.
Yeah, Iowa's beautiful. It was nice
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it was. I forgot how beautiful it was. I hadn't been there in a long time. I always pictured Iowa being very flat. And even though I'm from the Midwest, it's not. It's gorgeous, actually, south of Des Moines, where my sister and brother-in-law live now.
Yeah.
So
It was cool. And I've stopped in Iowa. I mean, I've stayed in Iowa a couple different times, but like in Davenport and
yeah,
out in the sticks a couple times too.
yeah.
But most of it was just driving through, and which is flat. It's a flat drive, but it was nice.
Yeah,
out there.
I-80's flat, but once you get away from that and down, away from Des Moines a little bit, it was just all rolling hills, and the fall color was in. It was great, and we got to see my adorable little great nephew. It was his second birthday, so we had a wonderful time.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say hi on this old account, so you
Oh,
can
gosh.
say that it's actually my old account.
I think when you
Hi from
commented the other day,
The
it
Bridge
came up.
Cape Ann.
Yeah, it was a different name than usual.
Well, because I think I have 3 or 4 different YouTube channels actually, or accounts.
Yeah.
And because we had them when we first built the website ages ago,
Yeah.
12 years ago or something.
You gonna
So-
fall asleep? He's gonna fall asleep.
Yes, Angela, how you doing tonight? So anyway, I'm Corey, and she is Meredith. I also call her the Good Doctor. So if you do have any pet care questions, Meredith will take some tonight. Now, she actually has a continuing ed course in a little bit, so we're going to have a short show tonight, and then I got to still recover. I have another show tomorrow I have to do, a live show for the cable station. But I'll give you a couple quick hits from what's going on in my neck of the woods. So plumbing and electric has begun at our house back in Gloucester,
Going
which is
well.
big news.
Yeah.
So an electric is the big news for me because now we can figure out what needs to go where in the new studio space. So actually, my 2 main tech guys are supposed to meet with me this Friday to look in the space and see exactly what we need again. And so that's going to start. And but if I had to guess, I mean, I know we're going to be working on that space down there. I don't know when we're going to be ready for programs and all that. So for the foreseeable future, it'll be more shows from here, as far as I know. Oh, what do you know? Eileen's on.
Eiley. So Eiley is Corey's niece, who is Jasper's
What's up,
sibling. He is
That's
fun, Eiley.
yeah, that's Eileen's Jasper's big sister.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah,
Eileen's
he's wiped
watching.
out, Eileen.
Oh, you're a liquor.
Oh, Nydia's in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah. So that's it. There's Elisa Vet. Hola, hola. So that's the deal lately. So once I get that out of the way, at least we start working on the hardware side of things for now. Also, I don't know if anyone here ever visits the Bridge Cape Ann website. My current website is actually going to go dark in about 10 days, and we're actually starting to test the new site now. And that new site will help serve this channel too, and that'll be completely different from what's up there now. So just a heads up there. So that kind of takes care of the Bridge Cape Ann stuff for now. Of course, we'll keep you posted. But one of the programs that we'll be doing from the new space is something like The Good Doctor with Meredith, and we can do a couple different things actually. One thought is to have locals come in with their pets and hang out for a while and have some nice conversation, and we sort of highlight that pet and also field your questions in real time. We also have a really good relationship with a local animal shelter here too. In fact, I'm actually doing a show there in December again. I do one every year for them. And it's a big yawn, buddy.
Tired. Oh, God, stop.
So we'll actually be able to showcase either adoptable dogs, usually puppies and kittens, but sometimes they have adults there as well. Sometimes it's to help drum up support for medical expenses. which they're always dealing with there. But anyway, there'll be that nice twist to it. So
Yeah,
we
that'll be
want to
fun.
have animals be part of the refreshed channel. And, we want to do something different with that programming. I have an idea of how that can work. And of course, and all of you are a big part of it too. You'll guide us along the way, tell us what's working, what's not. But I think it's a cool way to work with the animal shelter. And here's where we're at. We're gonna get granular for a bit.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I've seen what's happened to the channel in the last year or so since I've cooled the jets and tried to break the algorithm. And so you can see that you had about 8,000 subscribers, and now it's down to about 7,500 or so, something like that. Now I think most of those are fake numbers anyway. But what we've never done on any of these shows here on the channel is promote it locally, where my bread and butter is. So when we get going again, we're going to be on my Facebook page, and we're actually going to promote it. And I think bringing locals in to be part of those Bridge After Dark shows, but also shows like The Good Doctor Show, whatever we come up with a title for that animal theme show, I think that's the best way to kind of promote here locally, because it's like I kind of have to conquer this hill first. And luckily, you're already with us, which is great. But just thinking of how we can grow, and what doesn't work in my favor is I prefer to grow organically. Like, I'm not going to dump a ton of money into YouTube and try to grow an audience by buying subscribers or just getting bots in there. And naked HD guy times 1,000
Don't say
to
it.
say that we're
It's
growing.
gonna show up.
So anyway, that's my thinking right now. Everything's still being conceptualized, but the big step is underway now, which is the electrical work, and I got to get my guys in there. So
Yeah. And it's been going well. We cleaned out the basement, so that was a big step too. When they were doing all the work upstairs, we had to kind of put all of our remaining furniture and things in the basement just to have it out of the way. And now that we have space and the work is done upstairs, or the framing is done upstairs, we started moving furniture and things back out. So we cleaned it out pretty nicely. It's a good size. I know, it's not going to be a huge space, but I think it'll work well.
yeah.
So
Well, we're gonna vote later
John
on
Hoffman.
on whether we should feed Jasper a pea or 2 peas.
What
Yeah,
does that mean?
like a pea, because but with Bubba it used to be
Oh gosh, yeah.
giant potatoes
my
and
gosh.
carrots, and with this guy, I don't think he can do that.
It's John Hoffman. It's not old guy anymore.
John Hoffman is old guy. Remember, he
Yeah.
told us if you watched our last show,
Oh,
Meredith,
I
he
was
told you
exhausted
that.
last week.
Yeah, he's toggled to his other name too.
Oh,
So there you go.
okay. All right.
Okay, so we already have a question from Thankful.
Yes, I saw.
Oh, I'll repeat this.
Sure, go ahead.
No matter what,
Jesus.
no matter what I do, my Curtis cat doesn't like his crate for travel to spa. How can I get Curtis to enjoy his crate with his blanket and toys?
Okay. And Eiley said to give Jasper all of the peas.
We do not carry peas in
I
this
did.
household.
I was
sorry.
making dinner yesterday, and I cut the end off a zucchini, which we used to give to Bub, and I gave it to Jasper. He did not eat it. Actually, he played with it. I think he thought it was a toy, so he played with it a little bit, but he did not eat it. Right, buddy?
Yeah, but he did just have 4 pieces of spaghetti, like
oh gosh.
rotini.
Okay.
He liked
Well,
those.
and oh my God, it's like dogs know. He does the same thing Bubba did, where he just sits and looks at the food, and Corey goes and gives him a treat. And I say, no, you got to earn a treat. And he just,
This dog's not earning anything. Look at him.
he's earning a nap right now.
He is. He's done.
So we're keeping him up. So Thankful. Yeah. Cats most, I find, don't like to travel because really when they do it, it's mainly because they're going to somewhere they don't enjoy. So a groomer, the vet, somewhere outside of their comfort zone. So it's not at all uncommon for a cat to really hate being in a crate or carrier or whatever you're using to take them somewhere. I would, if you try to leave it out and open so they can go in and out of it freely. You can also try putting some of their favorite food and treats in there, and again, just letting them go in and out freely of their own choice. It's just desensitizing. You have to kind of just have it be a normal thing to get in and out of that crate, and not just something that happens when they're going to go somewhere they don't like. So It's hard to break that type of thing once they have that dislike. There's also a product I like called Feel Away. We use a lot of that at the hospital. So when a cat comes in that's kind of stressed, we'll take the Feel Away and spray it on a towel or spray it, on something that we're going to take into the room with us, or have them, if they're going to sit on the towel. It's a pheromone that's calming. It also doesn't always work, but it's, something to try. And I find it can help a lot of cats. So it's like you're saying feline. So Feliway, Feliway. You can't see his cute little face. I don't want to wake him up, but can I put you over the edge? I did wake you up. I'm sorry, buddy. You're done, huh? So you can try that. It comes in a little squirt bottle. You just spray it. That sometimes helps. So Curtis is a rescue. So yeah, if he might associate, like when he was in that, he went to the shelter or the rescue, and the people that he had loved before that, he never saw them again. So just psychologically, there just might be some remembrance of bad things that have happened when he's been in that crate. So you could try a brand new crate too, a different kind. So if you had one that was like the hard plastic kind, switch to a softer, just try something different, make it, just a different environment. I'm sorry. I know I always go on really long.
No, we want it tonight. Old guy says you could also try to have an intelligent conversation with your cat, but I've never had much success with that method.
I think it's more likely to have an intelligent conversation with a cat than a dog, at least in our experience.
Well, I think old guy, he'll talk to walls, he'll talk
right.
inanimate objects, he'll do anything.
Yeah.
And the occasional cat. So it's good to see everybody tonight. It's just Corey and Meredith once again hanging out with you for a little bit. It's a truncated show this evening because Meredith has continuing ed. It's an online course she has to take part in on the computer in a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
I forgot I had signed up for this class tonight, and so that's at 8. But we'll be on for a little bit, and this guy's already passed out cold.
Yeah, he's fading again.
Although this happened last night, so I had him last night while Corey was broadcasting the election, and I was watching on the TV here, just watching your coverage, and he passed out on me for several hours. But then when I went to go to bed at 11, he was wanting to play and crazy. So we might need to wake him up for a little bit so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, then I got home around 1:30 in the morning, and he was amped up then and wanted to play for a while.
We had it was a little bit of a long night, but.
Hello, Sharp Lisa, and hello, Salty Chip. Good to see you both. So this is actually my sister's cat that we're keeping an eye on. Sister's dog that we're keeping an eye on for a couple of weeks or a week or so, something like that. His name's Jasper, and he's maybe 10 pounds. Yeah, maybe. He might be right now, but. So
it's a little bit of a learning curve with a young and small dog. We're not used to that. We've never had a puppy together. The dogs we adopt have always been adult, and they're usually ones that I found out about through my work somehow, that they needed rescue or needed a new home. Bubba I found online, but before that it was through work or a friend that couldn't take care of their dog anymore. So this is getting used to a little guy that is not, fully trained yet. It's going to be fun.
And wants to run.
Yeah, wants to play.
We haven't had a dog like that in quite some time. So.
Yeah, he had the zoomies a few hours ago.
Yeah,
he was tearing all around here.
Yeah,
which Bubba had the zoomies a couple times, but like maybe a handful of times in the years we had him. And Bubba with the zoomies was something to see.
It was like a tornado in the living room. He used to go nuts. He used to move furniture and jump. It was great. But when Bub was Bub, like when he was younger, he was like athletic. The way he could run. I mean, he was muscular and but by the time you guys got to see him, he was basically part of that couch over there.
Yeah, he had mellowed out, that's for sure. Yeah. So,
hi Peggy, Reiki Master. Good to see you.
Peggy.
Oh, there's Chuckster. Good to see you. Hello. Yeah, this is Jasper. We're babysitting. We're puppy sitting for a little bit.
And he is 4 months old, I think.
Honestly, don't even know.
He still has all of his puppy teeth, so he's can't be too much older than that. He enjoys shoes. Yes, we learned that too, Eiley. Eiley is Jasper's human sister, so she's in the chat tonight. But he just likes to chew on feet, really. He hasn't gotten any shoes yet because we puppy-proofed the house, but yeah, he likes to chew on a lot of things.
Yeah. So if any of
Okay.
you have questions for Meredith, she is a real live veterinarian and a veterinary surgeon. So she can answer those for you about any animal under the sun,
Well,
except the ones she hates, which are,
well,
well, you
I'm
don't
not a
like
fan
working on
of,
birds. I
yeah,
know
I'm not
that
a
much.
fan of anything that doesn't have fur. So I would say birds and
Snakes.
reptiles.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
like
I
those.
don't like, oh gosh, when we, before we left Des Moines, we went to the zoo with my niece and her son and then her dad, so my brother-in-law. And I, did my best to walk through the reptile exhibit, but it's not my favorite. So,
Well, hi, Annalie. Good to see you tonight.
Mayrod.
Oh, you want to get to Nayron? Does he have a question
Sure,
here?
unless I missed something.
All right, here we go. So, Nayron, great to see you too. I have a stray that someone left at my complex. It has one ear that has a slit on the tip.
Yeah.
Someone said that meant something. Can you tell me what that means?
Yeah. So I've actually been for the last year or so doing some work at a shelter here in Massachusetts. The When we spay or neuter a cat that's going to be released back, if it's a feral cat, and we're just doing the spay and neuter program to try to decrease overpopulation, we call it tipping the ear. You just cut, I'm going to just show you on Jasper's ear here. You just cut a very small slice. Can you hold that? You just go across the very tip of the ear, and that's just a signal or a notification that they've been spayed or neutered. So if it's just that the ear is shorter, that triangle is gone, that's what it means. If it's a cut down the ear, it could just be from a prior injury that healed, and it didn't come back together, so it healed like just a notch. It might have just been injured, but across, missing the triangle tip of the ear means they're spayed or neutered.
Now, why is that? Is that like an antiquated method? You can't do anything. You can't chip them or something by now?
Well, it's so you can tell without having to have any other equipment.
Hmm.
Anyone that sees that knows would know, okay, that animal is spayed or neutered.
What about a tattoo?
And it's also, so if they happen to, a lot of these programs are trap, neuter, release. So they're, actually catching the feral animals, and then taking them to the whatever service to be spayed or neutered, and then releasing them again. If they are in a trap, it tells you can just release them back and not have to take them.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
and we also do, for the animals that the shelter is going to adopt out to homes, we do a small little tattoo on them.
Oh, really?
yeah,
I made that up.
Near their incision, just so that's also a signal as well. The cat still, oh yeah, so if this cat still has its testicles, then yeah, it was probably a prior injury, especially if it wasn't just across the tip of the ear. If it was kind of down the ear, then he probably just had a fight at some point. The ear got sliced, but it healed. It just didn't heal back together. So
We're gonna ring the bell for testicles.
oh Lord. Oh, you woke him up. He didn't
Oh.
like that.
Oh, what's he gonna do if Yoon shows up tonight?
Oh my.
Cheryl, it's good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. If you're just tuning in, this is Jasper. This is my sister's dog, actually, that we're
Yes.
taking care of for a little bit.
Apparently it's nap time.
Yeah, which is odd because he's usually out of control. But
Well, we had a pretty long nap this afternoon.
yeah, who, you and the dog?
Me and Jasper.
Why were you taking a nap?
I don't know. Been tired lately. The daylight savings. Does anyone else have that happen where the change to daylight savings? I've just been very sleepy this week. Well, and I was up late last night because he got going at about 11, and then when you got home, it woke me up again. So
Yeah, that was a long night.
I was sleepy today.
Yeah, so I'm glad the local election season is finally over. It was like knock him down, drag him out here for about 6 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
But the broadcast went well. It's funny because it's very much about public access broadcast, but we're trying to make it look like it
Oh.
might be a TV, an actual.
I thought
TV
your setup was
station.
nice.
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sheila.
Celtic
Hi,
Tarot Sheila.
So good to see you.
Sheila, I was actually thinking of you today. One of your thumbnails popped up in my feed. I've been like sort of AWOL for a while. So, but to give you a long story short, Sheila, there's been a lot of family stuff going on lately, and our house in Gloucester is being completely renovated. So we're living in a temporary home right now. You may know that. We're living in another home in a nearby community. And so we're just getting into the nitty gritty with that job now. It's completely gutted, but HVAC is happening, plumbing and electric is happening right now. Things we've sort of been out of sorts for a bit, but now that, to me, especially when we fall back on the clocks, when daylight savings occurs, I try to ramp up my presence online again. But so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna need your help at some point, Sheila, getting back in the groove here.
You should go on Sheila's channel again too.
Oh yeah.
You
gotta find time.
You read tarot on her channel.
We did. Yeah, so I have I have another big show tomorrow, and then I'm probably have a bunch of appointments next week. But honestly, I think from here on out through the end of the calendar year, I should be in good shape and available a lot more, which is good. So obviously working on a brand new website, working on the hardware and electrical stuff for what we need in the new studio, the home studio that we're going to have built, so I can do shows down there and bring this Bridge Cape in into 2024 and beyond, which is cool. So that's the big stuff. But yeah, there's other things going on right now that we're trying to figure out how we can manage our schedule. So it's been crazy. And in the meantime, yeah, we're taking care of this little guy. This is a Jasper, a 4-month-old Chihuahua mix.
And Peggy said that her fur baby was a chug. Can you think of what that is?
A chug is a Chihuahua pug?
Good job, honey. Yeah. All those when they put two breeds together and they combine the names, just like Brangelina.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sheila. And I think the easiest way is for me probably to text you at some point, right? You said, so I can always do that. But let us know how you're doing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people here follow you on your channel anyway. It's nice to see it grow and grow and grow. After the holidays, awesome. Yeah. That's be much easier for me too, actually.
Yeah, it always feels like the time from Halloween through Christmas, it just goes by in a blur. I mean,
yeah, it's a busy time for me.
Yeah.
It's always this, and then there's that in spring, like mid-March into a little bit into May. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Then of course, if I'm covering the fiesta, late June into early July is kind of nuts. And then other thing, it's kind of manageable, and then it ramps up again this time of year. So
yeah.
Okay, I'll text. Well, you know what? I'll probably text Sheila just to say hi, so we can be in touch a little more often. And then, hi, fine, how you doing? And then, honestly, for the those who are with me usually watching the channel, I'll be tapping your shoulders often for just advice on what to do here and there and some little touches, because we're gonna have multiple sets, so we're gonna be able to work within our space. And it's really cool. I know we're going to be able to introduce you to a lot of artists and musicians from around here, and a ton of small business owners, obviously. But the twist is going to be, I already know these people, or I've grown up with them, or been longtime friends with them. So we get to cut through that whole initial phase. So instead of like these 101 kind of shows, we go right into the 401 kind of shows, where we're all a family and all hanging out and having fun and great conversation and making you a part of that as well. So that's what I want to be doing. So to even make a long story longer, what I've done for years is I go to these small businesses and hang out with these small business owners, and then I shoot kind of like a commercial in my way for their business. But what always happens is I end up staying for an hour or two and chatting with them. So I always think the best part of those relationships are the conversations that happen before and after you hit the record button, when you're just hanging out and learning from each other and becoming friends. And that's what I want to bring to the new channel. So, and then cool little twists and turns to make things enticing for those of you outside of the Cape Ann area. So there is that. Okay, cool, Sheila. Well, and Sheila, you could always drop down like your schedule here too. If, you know, I don't know how often you're doing shows. Is it every evening? You can let folks here know. Because I haven't really done the metaphysical thing in months now. And we have Jilly Beans on every now and then. And then I'm sure I'm due for another show with Georgianne and Karen from True North Hypnosis sooner than later too. But obviously, they're all small business owners, and they're gonna be going crazy right now as well. Yeah, it's the big push. And also, Georgianne just got off. She does this cool, powerful Pink for a Purpose event in a big month in October. Mm-hmm. For breast cancer awareness, and she and Karen have a huge event that they've got. Georgianne has her shop, Semedo Gifts, in the front part of a property, and in a separate building in the back is True North Hypnosis and Wellness Center, where Karen usually is. and they make it a big event there at both properties. So that's a really cool thing too. And they literally just finished that up. So anyway, just more good news to share. So that's it. So in the meantime, Meredith is here to answer any questions about your pets that she may have. And then she's actually off to a continuing ed class in about 20
Online.
minutes or so.
Online. No,
Yeah.
don't have to go anywhere, thankfully.
Well, you're going to go away from here.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, just not leaving the house.
So I probably won't make it till you o'clock tonight because I have to rest up and prep for my show tomorrow, and then after that it's kind of smooth sailing. So maybe I can back into the Tuesday, Wednesday thing. I know November is kind of a weird month too, right? Thanksgiving, where there are 5 Thursdays, so Thanksgiving feels
Thanksgiving's a
earlier.
little early this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Celtic Tarot Sheila. I'm random once or twice a week. Okay, well, cool. Well, folks, still subscribe to Sheila.
And old guy said Deborah Lupian. She was great when she was on.
Deborah was awesome. I haven't been in touch with her in a while either. It was kind of the same thing. So basically, you have like a couple big family incidents happen over the summer, and that sort of put me on a different track for a little while now, and we're still sorting those things out. And then, of course, the house too.
Yeah, that's been.
Yeah.
And
for
then
me,
election that's
season.
Been the biggest. Just I do have a contractor, but I've been managing or working with the subcontractors, and I'm the designer and buying all the cabinets, etc. So that's really been just taking up most of my time.
It's funny that old guy just mentioned Deborah Lupian, because just about an hour ago, there's a big natural marketplace, a big grocery store, Common Crow Market, right around the corner from where we live in Gloucester. And they actually have an Akashic Records reader in tomorrow, I think, for a big event, which is cool. And Hammond Castle's really ramped up the metaphysical events at their place too this year, which is crazy.
We went to a spiritual tour at Hammond Castle.
Spiritualism
tour.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It's so detailed. The guide was so well informed that it was actually hard to follow because he was just going through so many time periods and dates. And he
has a PhD in Hammond Castle.
Yeah, just the amount of knowledge he had, it was crazy.
Yeah, really cool. Oh, so in all honesty, and I kind of wish I had mentioned this like a month or so before, but if any of you are regulars or see Celtic Tarot Sheila or Deborah Lupian, just tell them that I'm thinking of them. And I don't mean to ignore anybody, but there's real life situations have happened. So
that's
about it.
It's been a doozy of a few years here, to be honest. But this year especially, just between Bubba getting sick too, that was...
Yeah, Bo, that was right in the middle of all of it. So that's it. Folks have
Yeah.
asked about my mom. My mom's doing much better, actually.
Yeah, she looks good.
She looks like herself again, which is great. She's starting to go for walks and try to build up her wind again. She has a goal to go to Germany for Christmas this year. I mean, she is hell-bent on going and doing that. And actually, her cardiologist is a good friend of ours, and the husband of the woman I co-host my cable shows with. She's great, and actually I think she would be a part of our channel moving forward too. She's kind of a food connoisseur, and she has in art, and she just has taste, which I do not. So I think that it'd be nice to add that element to the channel as well. So we are going to have cooking and recipes, and there's all kinds of stuff going on there too. So
you do that with your mom too.
That's the hope. I kind of like the idea of having some sort of show. Maybe it's Bridge After Dark, where my mom actually makes something for everybody, whether she's there on the show or does it beforehand.
Everyone watching is gonna just be drooling.
Well, we'll find out a way to be able to, maybe we put a recipe book together eventually or something. But my mom literally has, this isn't everyone talks about their mom and how great of a cook she is, et cetera, et cetera. My mom has thousands and thousands of recipes, thousands, I'm telling you. And she just has them all in her head.
That's what I was going to say, is your mom, she doesn't follow recipes. She just knows.
Yeah.
And she can modify on a dime, where I read the recipe, and if it says I need a teaspoon of this, I put a teaspoon. I actually get the measuring, and your mom doesn't do any of that. So
no, and she's a certified baker as well, but she's the type of person who, no matter what mood she's in or what hour of the day it is, something is being made
Yeah.
in that house. You walk her every time, there's just like 5 different breads on the counter
Yeah.
and another couple sheets of cookies, and
We
it's
don't
out of
mind.
control.
'Cause
I love it.
We're certified eaters, so.
Yeah, it's not pretty. So that's it. So anyway, I haven't really scrolled to see if there are any questions for you
I didn't
about
see any
animals.
questions.
Oh yeah, Sharp Lisa wants to see my mom in the kitchen creating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, unless I have like a remote camera person upstairs in the kitchen, I don't know what we'll do. I don't know if we'll just have finished product and have her talk about things as we're tasting,
Figure it out.
or if we can show some of the process or whatever too, or actually literally do a cooking show where they're upstairs and record it or something. I don't know.
The upstairs kitchen is gonna be nice. We're never gonna use
I know, but
all the stuff I'm putting into it.
see, the crazy thing, like I always just think of logistics and how it would work with either a crew or one camera and what the viewing experience is like. It's the same thing when I did this election broadcast from City Hall on the stage in the auditorium at City Hall last night. And if you think about watching, if you do, your local cable channel and how they cover politics or high school sports or things of that nature, you know public access when you see it. It's like Wayne's World or Between Two Ferns, and the audio isn't great and it's kind of dark and there's maybe just one camera, and it's gotten a little better here and there. And I actually think a big reason why more people aren't involved in local politics or know about civic stuff too is because the public access experience sucks in most places, and it hasn't changed in 40 years.
Yeah.
And you have to, I mean, bad TV is a huge deterrent for people no matter what you're watching. So trying to up the ante there. But anyway.
Old guy said that when he cooks dinner, Mrs. Old Guy takes out another life insurance policy.
I was actually surprised, old guy, that you can't cook. I would just think usually folks that are like mechanically bent and very handy and do outdoorsy things are always like, look, I can take that raccoon and make it taste like chocolate souffle in about 10 minutes. But you always think that. I always think that you're also handy in the kitchen as well. Because a lot of friends of ours or family who are like hunters and fishermen or whatever are also really good cooks.
Yeah, they hunt it. Yeah, they're gonna make dinner out of it. I know. But I like cooking. Corey won't believe it when I say that because he does most of our cooking, but I don't like meal planning or shopping.
Which is weird because all you do is plan.
Right, but I don't like meal planning.
I know you don't like shopping because other people are shopping. When
I meal plan, it makes me hungry, and I just don't. And then in the grocery store, it's just dodging all the things I want to buy and eat at that, I'm
okay with that, but then I always think, the football game's going to be on in a few days. We should probably have some kind of snacky stuff.
Yeah, but then you eat them all before the game.
I do?
God. Yeah. We bought, or I bought.
Oh, and I'll get you a question in a second, Sheila. Got it.
I bought Halloween candy this year to give out. There's a fair amount of kids in this neighborhood. I figured it'd be pretty busy. And we haven't done that for many years now because we didn't have a front door at the old house. And then it just didn't face the street. And then Bubba terrified all the kids in the neighborhood. So I thought it'd be fun, be nice. I bought 2 bags worth, thinking that it was going to be very busy. Well, it wasn't. We had maybe 10 to 12 groups. And so we had a ton of leftover candy, and Corey made it his job to finish that as fast as possible.
This is the kind of person I am, no matter what. Whether it's junk food or it's probably from being so close with my parents and my mom, being at their house all the time, is I don't like seeing anything go to waste, and I like leftovers and all that too. So, but if I see something, I think it's going to go away. Like there's sometimes Meredith doesn't want junk food in the house because she'll know she'll eat it or whatever. And so if we have junk food in the house and day 3 turns into 4, it's like, well, she doesn't want it. I'm going to destroy it.
Candy was not going to go bad, honey.
Well, here's the other problem with the candy nowadays. Now, everyone knows how you go in from the full candy bar to the fun size candy bar, which but then you have these little just half. That it's like a tooth. I was like, that's not, I can have 15 of those. It's like a candy bar.
I bought the wrong bag, but by the end, when I realized that there was going to be a lot left over, I was telling the kids to just take hands full, just take a big handful, and they were very happy to do so.
Yeah.
So
We set up a buffet last night for our crew and all that for the shoot. And then most people showed up with their leftover Halloween candy. Either like one of their kids has a nut allergy or
Oh,
whatever.
gosh.
And they were
That's
just
a
like,
good
April's
idea,
like,
though.
yeah. Yeah, we couldn't really get into eating this stuff. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right, let's get to Sheila's question.
Yes.
While you still have time. Sheila's question is her dog Panda gets upset, but she doesn't know why.
Huh.
So we might need to probe further.
I know.
Sheila.
I'm wondering like what exactly she does, if she's whining or just how, like what is she doing to say she's upset? I'm picturing just maybe like a vocalizing or just seeming unsettled. I would think, I know you're out in Colorado, Sheila. I would wonder if there's maybe some wildlife that she's hearing. One of our dogs was that way. She, even if we didn't hear the coyotes, she had a very good sixth sense about them. And when she got agitated, we pretty much knew it was because the coyotes were out there or something was in the yard that she could sense or hear and we just couldn't. So I wonder if they're sensing or hearing something. I would think that's it most likely. If there's anything you can think of that's going on at the time, is there a truck going by or a noise being made? There has to be something she's sensing or hearing that is just not as perceptible to human ears, I would think. She'll pick things up and chew them. And she may just have anxiety as well. I mean, dogs can certainly have just that generalized or specific caused anxiety, like people, where, certain things just cause stress and make you anxious, and then they figure out behaviors to try to modulate their anxiety and their stress a little bit. So the chewing may be her way of just kind of working through some of the anxiety or stress. If it's when you're gone or like when she's alone, anything like that, if you can just find a trend to it, it may just be an anxiety issue. You can certainly, chewing is, if it's chewing on furniture, things that you don't want her to chew on, that's a problem, of course. But if it's just that she chews on toys or, has that kind of behavior, it's not always, I would say that's not necessarily a bad thing. But again, furniture and, other, that's not great.
And you're looking at Jasper just rolled over. Now, the funny thing with him is he has the spot over that eye. And then but this spot is above the eye. So it's like if Groucho Marx got in a fight and was just curious about something and raised one eyebrow, but it's pretty funny.
They said he looks like Petey from the Little Rascals.
He kind of does.
Yeah.
Petey had the circle around the eye. Wasn't it a circle?
Yeah.
I can't remember. So and actually, Sheila, we forgot to tell you, we were actually in your neck of the woods in Colorado. When was that? August?
We were in Breckenridge in early August.
But didn't we get near Colorado Springs at some point on one of our adventures?
We went to Pikes Peak.
Oh yeah, then we went to those weird caves.
Cavern of the Gods? No,
Garden of the Gods.
Garden of the Gods. I'm mixing them up.
But those other caves too.
There were caverns. We did a few things. My niece is a champion trip planner.
I should have texted you, Sheila.
So we did Pikes Peak, Garden of the Gods, and some caverns all in one day.
Yeah. I don't know if those weren't for Utes. It was another tribe or something.
Yeah.
From back then, but I mean, it's gorgeous out there.
We saw Red Rocks, where old guy did the electrical work years and years ago.
Red Rocks is all right.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah. It was nice.
You actually climbed up to the top. I didn't. I was feeling the altitude a little bit.
I did it backwards in like 20 miles per hour. It's pretty impressed with myself.
I wouldn't say that.
I spent time there. Who the hell was playing that night? Oh, Government Mule was playing that night too. Big Ben, you don't know who they are.
I have no idea.
No.
Caverns of the Wind. That is it, John. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
I mixed that up with Garden of the Gods.
Yes.
But
let's see. Peggy Reiki Master. My fur baby doesn't like being in a car, and she shakes and drools very badly. Is just hurting her. I've tried everything to calm her down. Nothing works.
Yeah. Well, and so Jasper here has a dog brother whose name is Tabor. He's actually staying with Corey's parents. He's the same way. I was talking to your dad today. So he does not like the car. We have plenty of, I've talked about this with a lot of people, and it might be a motion sickness.
Our dog Bubba hated the car.
Bubba hated the car. In his case, I think it was stress. It wasn't motion sickness for him. But if the dog drools a lot, there may be some motion sickness going on. So you could try a little bit of ginger beforehand. They usually would sell something at, maybe the pet store. would have an animal form, but like what you would use, just little sliver of ginger, or like like a little ginger snap type of cookie sort of thing.
Hmm.
The way ginger calms, ginger ale, for instance, if a person's feeling sick and that settles your stomach, that can happen in animals too. So
Oh, ginger
if you
peeps.
think,
We've had those here
oh
before.
Lord, if you
Gingerbread.
think it's motion sickness, and the drooling is what makes me think maybe there's some nausea going on. Otherwise, if it's just that they hate the car, that it's really tough. I feel like all these different behavior or just behavior questions. It's my probably least not favorite, but it's just a topic that I'm just not terribly confident in, just because there's so many different ways you can advise someone on an animal's behavior, but it's really difficult in a lot of cases to get it better.
People are the same way.
Yeah, quite. I was thinking about this at some point. It's just how dogs have so many different personalities and so many different character traits, the same way people do. And some people hate the car and get motion sickness. Some dogs hate it. But if you think it's nausea, you can try a little bit of ginger. If it's true anxiety or stress, then a calming medication can sometimes help with that. Or they do make over-the-counter types of calming things, like the one I've used or recommended before is called Rescue Remedy. That usually is at pet stores or Amazon, and that also, it just helps with calming. But it more on the homeopathic or natural side, or there are prescription products too. There's one called Serenia that would be available through your vet. That's the only labeled drug for motion sickness, and it can actually provide some calming effect too. So a dose of Serenia, but you'd have to get that as a prescription through your vet. So not fun.
Mm-mm. And Sheila apparently was very close to where we were.
Yeah.
Now, Sheila, I would have texted you, but we had a family of what, 14 or 15?
It was, yeah.
It was crazy.
And we were staying in Breckenridge, but the way my niece had planned it out, she really wanted us to be able to see all of these beautiful places in Colorado, which was wonderful.
Every inch of Colorado
But
we saw.
they're a long drive. So we had days where, we would, that day we drove to Colorado Springs, got up early in the morning, drove, did Pikes Peak, the Cog Railroad up to it, I think it's called.
That was scary.
It was. Oh, and it was freezing at the top.
It was.
And then came down and did the Garden of the Gods. And so we were moving all day, and then 2 hours drive back. And then the next day we
had
did,
a baby with us. We had a 2-year-old.
2-year-old. The next day we did Rocky Mountain National Park, which was 2 hours the other direction down back towards Denver. So we were doing a lot of driving, and it was one way in and out of Breckenridge, and that it got a little tiresome.
Yeah, we did Rocky Mountain National Park. We were up in Boulder one day.
Yeah.
Like, we were all over, and it was
Yeah.
we were only there for 5 days.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind, but it's a
crazy.
beautiful area. I wish we had a little more time
Yeah.
to have like downtime
Yeah.
days.
Well, if we were going to meet up, it would just have been a Starbucks anyway.
Yeah.
She's told us before. She's just a Starbucks freak.
Yeah, but crazy trip.
Yeah. But yeah, it was gorgeous. And so was Iowa too. And we were actually spent a couple nights in St. Louis before Colorado, because we had family there as well. So that was
Peggy
nice
followed
too.
up.
Oh,
Peggy
go
said
ahead.
she's tried all the remedies and meds. Yeah, ginger, if it is motion sickness, just a little bit beforehand, maybe an hour or so. And you can actually find products. There's no like dosing information. If you just did a quick Google search, they'll probably give you lots of different options for how to give her ginger. Just give it a shot. It's definitely worth it. I mean, we had all these because our yellow lab Bella loved the car. She would never turn down a ride. And when we got Bubba, it was, let's do all these family drives together. And we quickly realized that he hated it, and that it was just never going to be something that he would enjoy. So it's tough when that's the case, because we couldn't take him anywhere really.
Yeah. We couldn't even take him to the other house to go hang out in that yard to see if he'd be comfortable there every now and then. He just, at that point, he literally just wanted to lounge around and be with you. And
yeah, it was just the drive. When we moved here from Gloucester, he was just a mess for a full couple days. So yeah, very tough. We feel your pain, Peggy Peggy, Reiki master. Wow.
You say Peggy.
Hi, Peggy. Yes.
Well,
I like
Ms.
to give
Master,
people's,
Ms. Master.
they have these full avatars or names.
Yeah. Unless you're like old guy and you just use whatever you want, you just change your name on the fly.
They're talking
Montone
about
does the same thing
bats.
too.
They're talking about bats. Oh,
Oh, I love bats are good for you.
I'm not a bat fan. So when we were at Hammond Castle, you missed this. They had said
Yeah.
they had said early in the tour that, by the way, it's there's areas that are open and they have bats in there. And I don't like bats. I'm actually quite terrified of them. And also just because they're a vector for rabies. And anyway, and then the last room we were in, the person giving the tour at that point heard something.
There's a little circular library. So just
Yeah.
bookshelves all in a little small circular room.
And she said, oh, there's one. And I could not, I just wanted to get out of that room at that point because all I could think about was a bat swooping at me and
hanging out in the
attacking me.
books. That's where we're sleeping.
And the other friends we were with, they were across the room from us, but they said they were just watching, and I just was looking, and had this terrified look on my face the whole time. I just wanted to get out of there.
Bats are your friend.
I know they do a lot of good things, but the time in the basement freaked me out too. We were in our basement. This is before all the construction started, and I was standing deeper into the basement, and Corey was by the door looking at me. So I saw the look on his face, and I didn't know anything had happened. I didn't even feel it or anything, but he got this look where I'm like, what's going on? And he said that he saw a bat fly right by my head, and it went towards him, and I never saw it, but just the look on his face, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, and
it
you
took
have
me
to
a
imagine
long time to go back in that basement.
our
after that.
basement too. So I'm looking at Meredith in a full basement, a full height. But behind her, the back end of our house, it turns into crawl space that goes in about 5 feet and then bangs a sharp corner to the right, and goes all the way to, the width of the house, right? And so the bat had come from down there and shot up behind her and literally went up to her head, and then veered around. And
I was not okay.
And hooked, it almost did like a Yui. And I thought she was going right for the.
Oh, I walked straight out the door. Whatever we were doing, I'm like, nope, I'm done. And I don't think I went back in the basement for a good several months after that. And he left the door open for a little bit just to say, oh, I made it fly out, honey. And I eventually just got over it. But
owls are murderers, but bats are your friend.
I've worked with owls before.
You hate birds. John Hoffman says we had a cat that would catch bats and let them free in the house. Very exciting stuff.
That's awful.
That's fun.
I can't.
I'd go to the Colorado House of Bats.
Nope.
They have Cavern in the Wind and Garden of the Gods, but they don't have old guys House of Bats.
Bats are on my list of bats, reptiles, and birds. I'm just not comfortable.
So Mary, it's 7:53.
I know. A couple more minutes.
Okay. So what else is going on? So yeah, I'll go on until 8:00 tonight. We'll see if Ewan's gonna show up, and then I gotta go and prep for a show tomorrow. And then where are we? Thursday, Friday. Oh, Friday, I think I'm gonna work in the studio for a little bit with the guys, which is cool. And I don't know. Depending on my schedule now, we may be popping up on different days of the week just to say hi. I'll try to have more things to say and share. I know we could do a couple more interviews, perhaps. Maybe we catch up with Sheila and Deborah. I don't know. I haven't talked to Jilly in a couple of weeks now. Of course, we got to get through Halloween and all that too. So
I do want to do a walkthrough of the house, but the problem there is we don't have lights. We have space, little shine light work lights, but we don't have actual overhead lights. So it'd have to be during the day.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessarily have to be live, I guess.
It wouldn't
just
matter.
Kind of give people an idea of what we've been talking about for all this time.
Yeah, because it would be almost impossible to answer and engage with people.
Yeah, I think
through the phone,
right?
Because we wouldn't be able to see that well enough.
That could be interesting.
That's like when I do my videos with Patricia. They're live,
right?
And we can barely we're this close looking. We're we're not walking around showing something off, and we're looking like this and trying to read the names. Like, oh, hello, Pauline.
Yeah.
Hi.
But we could just tell. When you show it, we could be on the chat or something.
Yeah.
But
so that's it. And this was Jasper. We thought he might be a little more active for you tonight because he was going nuts until about the minute we went on air. And now he is KO'd.
Very tired. This is not a puppet. This is an actual dog. He's just passed out cold.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
We're used to seeing sleeping dogs on this channel.
You got to get him up and running when I go do my CE, because we need to have him sleep. I don't want him wide awake at 11 like he was yesterday.
I think he's got one more burst in him tonight. I can't imagine him sleeping for like 12 straight hours, but
Yeah.
we'll see. So that's that,
But
kiddo.
he's been fun. I think having a dog again for a little bit is good for us.
Yeah, I think we would have him if we do another show like this next week.
Okay.
We could still have him on with us. So
Yeah, if he's still here.
yeah.
We're not sure. It's kind of open-ended for now, but we'll see.
Yeah. And Kristen, you are right. You and Will email. She did it not too long ago.
When you were on with Jill?
That was a bit, yeah. I'm trying to think.
Or last week with John and Christian?
She did show up.
Yeah.
Right at that point too. That was a fun show as well. Lots of great conversations. So, all right, we want to wrap up.
Yeah, I got to head to my 1 hour online lecture thing. You're going to stay on?
What's it on tonight?
It is on surgical dental extractions.
That's
Do you want to
easy.
watch with me?
That's a lay. That's like a freshman year crap.
Just little wiggle, pop, no big deal.
Really?
No, it's not that easy, honey.
If you yell squirrel,
So we
he might
try it?
wake
You
up.
wanna
doesn't
try
he
it?
say?
Squirrel. Snack. We could use all of Bubba's. What were Bubba's trigger words? Carrot.
You want a carrot? You want a cookie? Want to go outside?
Nothing.
No. Want to lay down? Want to go sleep? That would get Bubba wound up. The only dog that got excited and would run to bed to go to sleep with you.
Nope, he's down.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it up. What a good boy.
Oh, there. A kiss woke him up.
There you go.
It's like Sleeping Beauty.
So.
Are
right.
you staying on or are you coming off?
No, I gotta prep for
Okay.
the open door. So yeah, I'm doing a live show at a food pantry tomorrow. It's huge. Sadly it keeps expanding because there's been 1 to 6 people in Gloucester.
Yeah.
Hunger issues.
They do a nice job.
Yeah, I was gonna do a poll tonight to see what we should feed Jasper, but I think he's done for the
I
night.
know.
But so let's try to get him on the show next week.
Yeah, if
We'll
he's
figure
still
that
with
out
us.
be like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night or something. So, and it was awesome to see Sheila check in. We're way overdue. It's been too long since we had fun together. But good news from the house, one foot in front of the other right now. Big steps this week, which is nice because at least gets me in there and start to think about lights and camera before the action actually starts to happen. So I'll keep you posted here. If you don't need to sign up for the Bridge newsletter. I don't really have channel specific stuff in there right now, unless I do a show with Jilly or Georgianne. So don't sweat that, but I know some of you folks don't get the notifications here. So just assume a Tuesday or Wednesday night. We'll get back on schedule with that. And until next time, it's been fun seeing everybody. I hope you are well and safe and enjoying your time here in the world of YouTubes. So
I moved his paw.
There's
Good
Jasper
night.
saying goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now. Jasper, last words?